What's good, everybody? It's Matt back today with another photo editing tutorial. So Instasize was an app that you used to use to place your photo within a square so that you can upload it to Instagram back when Instagram only allowed you to upload square images. Now Instagram allows you to upload 4:3 sized images. And since then, Instasize has redeveloped itself into a full photo editing app. So they approached me, asked me to play around with the app, kind of show you guys some of the new features and how I use the app to edit my photos. You can download Instasize completely free from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on whether you're using an iPhone or an Android. You can also purchase an ad-free version for $2, which is the version that I'm going to be using today. So when the app opens up initially, you're going to see your camera roll. These are all the photos you have saved to your phone's memory, basically. So you can go through, select which photo you want to edit. I'm going to select mine. Once you found your photo and you're ready to edit, just go ahead and tap on that blue circle with the arrow pointing to the right. If you'll notice these white borders here, this is if I uploaded this image right now, it would be my photo within a square with those white borders. Since Instagram allows you to upload your full-size image now, Instasize also allows you to edit in full mode. So if you tap on those two arrows pointing diagonally on the bottom left, you can enter full mode, so it's remove those bars. If I uploaded this image, it would be the full-sized image. At the bottom here, you'll see all these filters, all completely free. It comes with a lot of free filters standard with the app. You can also go into the shop and download some bundles, some preset bundles. They're all mostly $1.99, and there's one bundle right now for $8.99. This is also where you can purchase an ad-free version of the app. So I've actually already played with a lot of the presets, and I found one that I like. It's called 1989. So what you can actually do is tap on the preset again, and you'll get this slider that basically allows you to adjust the intensity of the filter itself. So I'm going to stop that down to 65. I think that looks pretty good. It's going to give me a good basis. And once you've chosen the preset and the intensity of the preset that you like, right next to those three diagonal bars, you have those three stacked bars that look like sliders. Go ahead and tap on that, and these are your adjustments, basically your brightness, saturation, contrast, etc. So what you basically do is tap on the adjustment that you want to adjust, and what you have here is a slider. So this slider is pretty cool. It's actually going to allow you to progressively see the change that the adjustment is making. So this is brightness, for instance. I'm going to go ahead and brighten my photo up a little bit. I'm going to stop it up to like 15, and then once you have it at a place where you think it looks good, go ahead and hit the check mark to confirm. And right next to brightness, you have your saturation, which is basically going to saturate or desaturate your colors. I'm going to desaturate a little bit just because I like that faded film look. So I'm going to stop it down to like 10. I think that looks good. And then right next to saturation, you have your contrast. I'm going to up my saturation just a little bit, just to make those whites a little whiter and those dark areas a little bit darker. I think 15 probably looks good. So I'm going to hit the check mark there. Then right next to contrast, you have your sharpness filter. If you zoom into your image and you notice that it's a little out of focus, as mine is, you can slide this to the right and it'll sharpen up your image a little bit. Just don't go too far right or your image is going to end up looking real funky. So I think that looks pretty good, and if I zoom out, you'll see that it made a big difference. I'm going to go ahead and hit the check mark. Right next to that, you have a warm filter, which will basically add some warm tones or some cool tones. We also have a tint that'll add like a purple, pinkish tint to your photo, or like a greenish, yellowish tint. Right next to that, you have your vignetting, which will basically darken your corners, put a little bit more focus on the center of the image, if you wanted to do that. And then you have a highlight slider, which will basically save your highlights if they're a little too washed out. So I'm going to just add a little bit. I'm going to go 10 on that. That looks pretty good. And then right next to that, you have your shadows. You can basically darken your shadows or save the shadows a little bit. So I'm going to adjust mine just a little bit. I'm going to go to like 10. I think that looks pretty good there. And then right next to shadows, you have your exposure slider. If you're underexposed, you can slide it to the right to brighten it up, or if it's overexposed, you can slide it to the left to darken the image a little bit. Right next to exposure, you have your grain adjustment. So if I zoom into the image here, you'll notice that as I slide to the right, there's progressively more grain being added to the image. So that could be cool if you have like a black and white image that you want to make to look like it's film or something. So once you've adjusted all these things and you have it looking the way you want it to look, there's some other features here in Instasize that you can use. You can tap on that square with the rectangle in the middle, and this will bring up the borders that you can actually use if you did want to upload like an Instasized image, a square image with some borders. You can either choose a color, or you can actually choose like a wallpaper. Right next to those borders, and this is a really cool feature of Instasize that I really liked. You can actually add text to your image, so that A there will bring up all these different fonts that you can use to add text to your image. So for instance, if I tap on that, it'll bring up this text box here, which you can double tap, and then this box will pop up where you can actually insert text. So I'll just add the name of my model there, and I'll click done, and then you'll have this here. You can actually use those diagonal arrows to enlarge the text, and that teardrop will actually let you adjust the color of the text if you wanted to do that. So right next to the A, you'll see the cropping tool, which will allow you to basically crop your photo into different sizes, and then once you select a size, you can manually adjust it like that. Right next to that, you have this wrench that'll basically allow you to rotate your photo, or you can flip it vertically, or you can flip it horizontally if you wanted to do that. So once you have your photo looking the way you want it to look, everything looks good, you can either go back and make some changes, or if you're ready to share, which you'll go ahead and do, is tap on that red circle with the sharing icon in the middle, and it'll bring up all these different platforms that you can share to. And just to demonstrate the capability of the full mode, I'll go ahead and tap on the Instagram icon, and that'll bring up Instagram. And as you can see here, that by default Instagram still, crops your photo into the square, but you can tap on that black circle with the diagonal arrows, and you'll get a 4:3 sized space here where you can crop your image or fit your image into to share it. So yeah, that's basically Instasize. A lot of cool features, all those free presets, the adjustment sliders, makes it really easy to edit your photo and make it look real nice. If you like what you saw, go ahead and download the app. Like I said, it's completely free in the App Store or the Google Play Store, and you can purchase that free version for that ad-free version for $2. So yeah, thanks for watching. I truly appreciate it. Shout out everybody who's watched the how to take pictures tutorial. That video took a long time to make, so I really appreciate everybody who's viewed it. Yeah, I'll catch y'all on the next video. Too far right, because then your photo is a lost cause. All right, so there's 3 elements of shooting in manual mode: ISO, aperture, and shutter speed. So if you think of these elements as a triangle, you want your photo to land somewhere in the middle. And of course, that would be the 0